Hi, and welcome to day 5 of the MailChimp Masterclass, our very last day of the masterclass. In today's class, we're going to learn how to send out your very first MailChimp newsletter. So let's head on over to MailChimp and click on the login button and log into our account. Once we're logged in, we're going to head on over to campaigns up here on the top left, and then we're going to click on Create Campaign, which is in the top right. Okay, so at the top it says, what do you want to create? And what we want to create is a newsletter, so an email. MailChimp also gives you the option of creating an ad or creating a landing page. For today, we're just going to create an email. So click on Create Email, and you're going to choose a name for your email. So the campaign name is something that is basically your latest news or promoting something. So for all of my MailChimp Masterclass emails, it said day 1, day 2, and it gave you a title of exactly what was happening on the specific day. So this campaign name is in relation to our SEO campaign. So let's say it's day 1 of the SEO campaign. So let's get day 1. And what we're going to learn about SEO is what is SEO. Okay, and we're going to click begin. Okay, so on the next section, we're basically going to choose who it's going to go to, who it's coming from, the subject of it, and the content. So let's start, and we're going to add the recipient. And then you're going to choose the list that you created or another one that you created before. So we're going to click on the SEO Masterclass list. Okay, and we're going to click Save. Okay, at the moment we can't really send it to anyone because we don't have a subscriber, so we should get a subscriber for that. Okay, and then you can have a look at who is this coming from. You can add from here, and the email address it's coming from is the right one, and you can click Save. And then you're going to look at the subject line, so click Add Subject. Okay, our subject, day 1, what is. Okay, you can also add in a bit of preview text, and that will appear in the inbox after the subject line. That is limited to 150 characters. For now, I'm actually just going to leave it. The last thing I just want to show you something here on the subject is there's a couple of just tips that you can read about on how to write a good subject line that entices people to open your newsletter. So let's click Save and go on to the design section of creating your newsletter. So we'll click on Design Email. Okay, so this is the exciting part of creating your newsletter. This is where you get to choose the layout, the theme, what your email looks like. It also, there's section where you can test your email and then add your content, and that's basically what this section is. Okay, so at the top here, you've got a couple of options for you to choose a template. You've got some simple layouts here. So basically, these are just blocks of sections that have been created already by MailChimp, which you can select and create your newsletter from there. The next section you've got are specific themes. So perhaps you would like there's featured themes here, but perhaps you've got a shop and you can create a shop theme here. We'll choose a shop theme. Then if you do create a template, much like I did for the MailChimp Masterclass, those would be saved underneath there. And then you've got campaigns as well. So perhaps you have sent some already, you can actually look and see how those were designed. And then the last option you have are to code your own, so you can either paste in code or import it or import from a URL. So for this one, I'm just going to choose a simple layout. Let's just do a 1/3 column, and we are going to choose that one. Okay, so what you can see here is basically your newsletter here on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you'll see content sections, the design of it, and comments, which is up here. And then you can see a preview and test, save as template, and save and exit. and of course help if you need that. So in order to amend any of the sections on the left-hand side, you'll want to click on the specific section, and you'll note that it comes up here on the right-hand side. So if you'd like to add an image, you can browse, upload your files, or select a file that you have already uploaded. So let's choose that one and click Insert. Okay, and then you've also got options here, the settings, alignment of your image, whether you want it edge to edge, and if you would like the Retina image support. Okay, so let's just click Save and Close. We're quite happy with that. In this section here, it's just basically a text section, and we can amend this by clicking on the edit, or actually clicking on the box that comes up, and we're just going to delete this and put this is where our content goes. And as you can see, that's really big, so that's going as a heading, so you can amend that to just a block style or a heading 2. Let's just make this some default text. Save and close and have a look. Okay, let's just change sizing again, size here, and there we go. Looks a bit bold. Let's just check. Okay, you can also look at the HTML source here, these 2 arrows, and as you can see, it's putting in H2 tag. So let's take it out of there and click Save and Close. Okay, so scrolling down, you'll see there are 3 blocks here, and basically what it's saying is you can advertise products, or you can advertise whatever you want there, and you can also click Buy Now. I'm going to delete these buttons. I don't want those. There we go. And down here, we've got some social media links. We can click this button and add in our social media content here. And below here is just basically what our email address is and how people subscribed, and if they want to unsubscribe. This is just standard MailChimp stuff that you can leave off. You can always amend it if you don't want your copyrights, if you don't want your mailing address to be on it. Often I take that off. I don't think it's necessary, and we can click Save and Close. Okay, let's see what else I can show you. So on the right-hand side here, you've got a couple of different content boxes or content blocks that you can add to your newsletter. So in order to add them to your newsletter, you just select the one you want. Say, for example, you would like a divider. You can just click on it, drag it, and drop it in there. Okay, and once you drop it in, you'll notice that the right-hand side changes, and you can amend things by like the padding, whether it's a solid or a double separator. You can change background colors, etc., and then just click Save and Close. So what else can we add here? We can add in a button, drag and drop, and we can amend the text here, and we can amend the style on the next tab. We can amend color, we can amend fonts, we can amend border radius, color picker. Let's make it a darker blue. Click Save and Close. Okay, so let's show you what this is going to look like in a browser. So we can click on there, we can click into preview mode, and this is what it's going to look like on my desktop and on my phone. And if you'd like to look at it on your inbox, you do have to buy some tokens to get started. Okay, let's just click the cross here, get out of there. And if you want as well, you can send a test email. And if you want, you can include some instructions and a personal message in case it's to someone who needs to test your email. And then once you're done, you just click Send Test, and that will be in your inbox. And you can send quite a couple of test emails. It's a great way for you to just check if the links are working properly and if you're happy with the wording that you've used. So one last thing before we finish up is just you can save your template here if you would like to use it for further campaigns. At the moment I don't, so I'm going to click cancel and I'm going to click save and close. Okay, so once we've done that, then we can scroll down. There's a couple of things here. Some conditional blocks may be broken, not too sure about that, but it all looks good and I'm happy with it. So once I'm happy with it, I can either schedule it, or I can send it, or I can click finish later. I'm actually going to schedule this because much like my MailChimp Masterclass, I scheduled all of my emails ahead of time along with my video content. So I can send it, let's choose the date here. I'm going to send it tomorrow, which is Friday, and 8 o'clock in the morning. And one thing to note is make sure that you get your time right. So here is Eastern time. Wherever you are in the world, let's click edit and let's just make sure that this is correct. So you can just scroll through and find the right time for you wherever you are in the world. So I'm just going to choose that time for now and click save. Okay, so I've actually jumped off this page. So how do we get back to the other page, which is great to show you at your campaigns. And there's our campaign here. So we can click edit. Okay, and we can click the schedule button again. And as you can see, the time has changed. And a couple of paid featured options here, which we haven't paid for. And once you're happy with the time and the date, you can click schedule campaign. Oh, sorry. This changed. Let's go Friday again and click schedule campaign. And then how easy it is to send out a newsletter. So that's us for the week. Thank you so much for joining me on this MailChimp Masterclass. Be sure to keep up to date with the WordPress workspace. There's some exciting things happening at the end of next week. And I will be in touch because you signed up for this newsletter, so you'll be the first to know when the exciting events happen. If you have any MailChimp questions, then feel free to email me. It's hello@thewpworkspace.com. And thanks again for joining me.